And now, Alabama Bass Trail Television, highlighting the best of the Alabama Bass Trails Tournament Series.
Welcome to Alabama Bass Trail TV. I'm your host, John Byrne, and we're back for another week of some of the best bass fishing in the state of Alabama, plus some of the best competitors the state has to offer. This week, we're at the first tournament of the North Division on Lewis Smith Lake. And as you can see, we're off to a foggy start this morning. Let's go lakeside with Robbie Floyd and Program Director Kay Donaldson.
The beauty that is Smith Lake, things are a lot better looking now than they were just 5 minutes ago. It's unbelievable, fully socked in. Now we've got bluebird skies. How are these anglers going to adjust today, knowing it's their first stop? They always have that nervous tension, and now they have less time to fish.
You know, I think the sad part about it was everyone was so anxious. They've waited since August when they first registered to get out here, and then to be socked in for about an hour and 45 minutes. Probably, I don't know, it kind of got my adrenaline even more running, so I'm hoping that's what it did with the guys. I think it's going to change that early morning bite. A lot of guys were really looking forward to that 6:30 to 7:15 bite, which they did not get. So I think it's going to change things up. I think the people that were picked to win may not be in that top 10 now.
The one thing is, in bass fishing terms, you have to make adjustments during the day. That early morning bite's not going to be there. Things are bluebird skies, so you'd have to think there are some established veterans that should be the front runners tonight.
You know, I think that's certainly going to change the lures that they're using. I think you might see some that might go to that spinner bait since we got some wind, we got some bluebird skies. You know, the blueback carrying in this lake have made the fishing phenomenal. It's been great all week long. Everyone has talked about the great practices they've had even 2 weeks leading up to this event. So this is still going to be a heavyweight tournament.
Absolutely.
You're still going to have 90% of these guys come in with limits. So I think it's going to be a great tournament, not only for the anglers, but for Smith Lake as well.
And it may be winter time, but it's springtime fishing. Things are warming up. Let's see how they do it out on the lake.
152 teams braved the cold conditions this morning. Temperature at launch was a chilly 28 degrees, and with that fog delay, like Robbie mentioned, anglers were anxious to get out there and worried as well. If their strategy involved the early morning bite, adjustments will have to be made. We're on the water with guide Jerry Allen.
We started up here this morning, we got in the water, and of course it was foggy. We've had about an hour and a half, 2 hour delay, and I think they're going to delay the weigh-in another 30 minutes for each flight. So the boys are just now leaving out, and this is probably in the middle of the first flight, and looks like most of them are headed up to Rock Creek. We're fishing on Smith Lake, and it's a water control lake. It's a deep, clear lake. Of course, you're going to find some dingy water today because we just had a recent rain. And most of the guys are going to be what we call point hopping up here. You can see a few boats already starting to fish some points. They're going to be fishing for spotted bass. Some of them's going to be up in the back of the creeks fishing for some largemouth. There should be some color to the back of the creek. So this afternoon weigh-in, we're probably going to see a few largemouth, especially if the sun comes on out. I imagine his boat's sitting in over 60 foot of water. That's what scares a lot of people when they come up here. But that point runs out there fairly shallow. When you see it when the water's down, those guys coming up here to practice for these events, they'd be so much better to come up here in the dead of winter when the water's drawn down to see what they're fishing over. Because this lake will go down about 498, it's at 505 now. You can see the point running off to the right-hand side over there now with the water at 505. If you come up here and look when the water's down to 496, 498, you can see a lot of these exposed points. And that point right there in particular looks like it's a rock point, but once the water comes down, it's clay.
All morning long, we witnessed about the same pattern. One angler throwing a jig, the other a worm, but the action was slow.
Haven't seen anybody throwing a jerkbait this morning. It looked like this wind right here would lend itself to a jerkbait bite this morning a little bit. That 28-degree night last night may have kept them pushed down a little bit until that sun gets on it a little more. Along that bank right there, that bank's, they're fishing, they're sitting in about 45, 50 foot of water, but they're throwing up there in 12, 14 foot of water, and there's a bunch of trees and cover. It looked like about a DD-14 Rapala in a red crawfish color, and it looked like the boy out of the back of the boat is throwing something similar, maybe a smaller size, along that bank right there. More than likely, that's what they're fishing. And plus, this time of year, fish is starting to move back into these creeks, and we're sitting at the mouth of what we call Little Crooked Creek. A lot of fish caught in here in the early winter, late spring, but they're not doing the norm. Most of the guys that we passed on the way up here is fishing points. You're not going to see a lot of people doing that right now.
There's more from the Alabama Bass Trail's North Division first tournament on Lewis Smith Lake. We'll be right back.
Alabama Bass Trail TV is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, by Phoenix Boats, and by Wind Creek Resorts.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
Lights are dazzling, shining bright. The busy hum permeates the air. It's electric. With a dash of spice, you kick up the heat until you're spinning, twirling on your feet. Sweat it out. The thrill of the game, the high of the night. The sizzle of temptation, the intoxication of sensation, and just like that, it's another ending to your glorious, hot Alabama nights. Wind Creek Casino and Hotel in Montgomery or Wetumpka. Find your winning moment.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all's sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
You've witnessed the action, the thrill, and the competition of the Alabama Bass Trail. Isn't it time you got involved? Coming in 2017, over $47,000 paid out for each event. No entry fee championship, $85,000 up for grabs, including a new Phoenix. More than $500,000 in cash and prizes. Now's your chance to hook your share. Sign up now by logging on to alabamabasstrail.org. The Alabama Bass Trail Tournament Series, presented by Phoenix Bass Boats.
Lewis Smith Lake is in Jasper, Alabama, and Walker County's largest attraction. The lake, with its ample recreation activities and fantastic fishing, brings anglers from far and wide to enjoy the shores. Thousands of visitors flock each year to Walker County to enjoy the lake and its amenities, and also to visit where the locals go for fun and food, Cafe Bill's. In business for 10 years at its current location, locals and visitors alike enjoy some of the best ribeyes and fillets with all the fixings and the best prices in all of Alabama. Put Walker County and Lewis Smith Lake on your travel calendar this year. We're back on Lewis Smith Lake with the team of Wiggins and Wiggins.
It ain't big, they'll keep it though. Just caught our 5th fish. It's 10 o'clock, so we started fishing about 8:45, I think, didn't we? Right around 8:30. That was our 5th one, so, and we've got maybe 13 pounds now. We got 2 3.5 pounders, and that's the kind you got to have on this lake during the winter time. So, started biting a little bit now though, so maybe we'll catch a big one and go from there. Could have been better, but could have been a lot worse from right now too though. So. But this Alabama Bass Trail though, for people like us too that just gets to fish, you know, we fish North Alabama. it's a good trail. I don't know why. I don't see how there's not 200 boats in it all the time, because 40 places, $500, 40 a place. Even the BFLs and weekend series don't even pay that good. Plus you get to split everything with your partner, so like room and board and all that stuff, it ain't that bad. So plus everything's, so we get to stay at home for 3 of the lakes. So it's anybody that fishes North Alabama, I don't understand why they don't just fish this trail. It's weird in this creek, this point here. You got a good tip out here that drops in the main channel of the creek, the tip of the point.
It's like, the main channel is like 80 foot deep too.
Right, and it's 10 up on top of the point. It drops off perfect. And every now and then you'll catch a big one out there, but 95% of the time, they get on the edges of this point. I ain't never figured out why they don't get out there good, which I'm sure they may some live out there that don't bite, but the ones that bite, that feed, it seems like they're always in the corners here.
The bite's been really funny. It's hard for us. It's hard to get more than one or two bites on one point, or one bend in the creek channel. It's just been real sporadic. We stayed in this one creek the whole day. We've moved around in this creek, but we've stayed inside this creek the whole day. It's definitely a deep lake. These spotted bass, they really like that deep water, deep, clear water.
Will the bites get any better as the afternoon rolls on? We'll find out as we have highlights from the weigh-in next. From Smith Lake, the first stop of the Alabama Bass Trail's North Division, you're watching Alabama Bass Trail TV.
Alabama Bass Trail TV is sponsored by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports.
I'm freezing.
Well, I told you to bring a warmer jacket.
When?
Every day since you could walk. Now I just say it with my eyes, like...
Folks, Park Ranger Mark.
Sup, bro? Hey, Forest Cop.
You're taking up a lot of space. I'm gonna need you to move a vehicle.
Todd, load the four-wheeler into the truck.
That's like bundling, because Progressive can bundle your boat, ATV, and RV with your truck to save you money. Don't talk to her. She has rabies.
Rabies was created by the government. Look it up. Who are you people?
Yay, Grandpa's still alive.
I don't want to bite any cookies, little girl.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are outdoors, like a trip to Lake Gunnersville, first stop on the Alabama Bass Trail. Catch anything? Nice. Or head to the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, 468 holes of golf heaven. What's the time say?
Best public golf on the planet.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Welcome back to Alabama Bass Trail TV. We've been on the water with these anglers on Lewis Smith, and now it's weigh-in time. The anglers are in competition to win the guaranteed $10,000 first place prize. However, 40 of these teams will go home with a check. Then let's talk about the contingency money available, like the $7,000 if you're in a Phoenix boat, or the $1,000 Garmin Electronics Award if that's on board. Wear your ABT gear, add in $250. Lots of chances to increase your winning on the Alabama Bass Trail.
And I want to get your guess here at Smith Lake. I'm going to call 20 and a half pounds. 20 and a half. Gosh, man, that's good. I'm going to go 20.30.
What?
I'm giving a 2/10 margin in between. I think it's going to be tiny out of that. But I hope somebody catches over 20. I hope they catch 25 today.
Oh, I'd like to see higher than that. I mean, I'd like to see, this is my home lake, I'd like to see it show out.
Keep in mind, an in-water weigh-in system is used for all the Alabama Bass Trail events, this one included. The fish are rarely out of the water and are carefully placed back in the lake, healthy and ready to be caught again on another day. Let's get started. First up to the stage, Ken Perfect and Andy McKinley.
You got 4 bass, but even that's going to come up a little shy. 5 and change, 532. Guys, hop up here. Also, guys, in the back there, once you come up so they can bring the bass behind you, you stand up here near these orange things. What happened to the bass? I'm sure you expected more than that.
Well, we came a long way. We're from Indiana, but we couldn't find anything that wasn't in the slot other than them 4.
The weather's great, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there was snowing hard when we left Indiana.
We've got a new leader, 1362, taking over the lead. Logan Johnson, Jeremy Christian. How about a round of applause? We're over 10 now. We're over 10. It didn't take long, but I know you have to be liking that after seeing those first couple of guys come across.
It's not terrible to put us in a good position for points for the rest of the year, but definitely not where we want to be.
That's what you have to look at it, though, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Coming up next, boat number 7. I'm seeing 5 bass. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping for 5 overs, and they worried me for a little bit, but I got 5 overs.
Where are they going to weigh?
I don't know, 13 pounds.
13, huh? Maybe up there. If you guess 13, maybe the 14. Maybe you'll take the lead. How many times you fish Smith?
Not a lot here, but I'm learning to love this place. These spots is mean.
Here they are. Over 13. 1388. Congratulations, guys. Good job on your day. 960, not a bad day, but probably not what you were wanting.
Oh, we smoked all 6 of them.
Just hammered them, huh?
Every one.
What'd you catch them on?
Crankbait.
Cranking deep or shallow?
Shallow.
But it was the team of McKeag and Hurst that set the bar high for this tournament early on.
I like it. All right, Tim Hurst, Mark McKeag. Where are they going to sit? 1465 to take the lead. They stomped that. Let's find out what it is. 2267 over the 20-pound mark. You were slow playing me, brother. You knew you had a big bag.
Yeah, we caught them good today. We had a good time.
What time did you have that limit?
Limit probably 9.
That's a good day. So now you're thinking, all right, what'd you catch them on by 9 o'clock? Can you tell me?
Well, we just went to some stain water and throw the crankbait. I mean, we don't fish this lake very often, so we just went to the back of some creeks, throwing crankbaits, flipping jigs, and this morning, I mean, we started out pretty good at first stop. We probably had 4 keepers, and they say overs here, but they, over 15, but it was just a fun day.
738, whoop, let me double check that. I had to do it again. 740, the official weight. Now 7.40. Who caught it? You or him?
Well, I was fortunate enough to catch that one, but it was his rod, so he gets a good bit of the credit too.
And yes, Clay, you're 2 for 2. You beat me. I went under your weight. Now, you didn't catch a 20-pound bag. They caught a 22-pound bag. All right, great job. There's a toad. He said he had a big one and 3 like it. What's the dink look like? Where's the dink? Hold it. That's the dink. That's the small one. That's when you know you had a good day, right? What happened?
No, I just want to talk about something that happened this morning that us fishermen really appreciate. I fish tournament trails all over the southeast, big ones, small ones, whatever. And when you have a fog delay, they hardly ever extend your time. And for us fishermen, we hate that because, we don't do this for a living. We fish for fun. I mean, this is fun. And a lot of times tournament organizations forget that, I think. They say, well, we want to do it at 2:30, we want to go home, or whatever the reasoning might be. I know there's more to it than that, but we really appreciate them extending that time because, nobody wants to get one day to fish and have to do it in 5 hours and go home. So I just want to give Kay a hand and tell her we appreciate it.
Congratulations to you guys, and thank you for your sentiments. And they are new leaders right now. They're leading everything. Tim Hurst and Mark McKeag.
A truly great start. We'll see if anybody can catch these anglers as we continue with Alabama Bass Trail TV right after this.
Alabama Bass Trail TV is presented in part by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, by Sweet Home Alabama, Alabama's official travel guide, alabama.travel, and by Phoenix Boats. Experience the Phoenix difference.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
Lights are dazzling, shining bright. The busy hum permeates the air. It's electric. With a dash of spice, you kick up the heat until you're spinning, twirling on your feet. Sweat it out. The thrill of the game, the high of the night. The sizzle of temptation, the intoxication of sensation, and just like that, it's another ending to your glorious, hot Alabama nights. Wing Creek Casino and Hotel in Montgomery or Wetumpka. Find your winning moment.
Thought I told you to stay off our turf.
And what would you know about turf, Skipper?
Let's end this here and now. Let's dance.
Whoa there! Progressive covers boats and RVs, okay? Plenty of policies to go around.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
You threw a fish at us, so...
Yeah.
Coverage for land and sea. Now that's Progressive.
The bar has been set at 22.67 and 7.40 for big fish by the team of McKeag and Hurst. The question is, can anybody beat them? Former champion and local favorite Craig Daniels and his co-angler Chad Nichols brought an impressive bag in at 16.36. Matt Carter and Warren Hoffman had a strong day on Smith Lake as well.
2020 makes for a great TV show, but not enough to take the lead. Over 20 pounds again, ladies and gentlemen. How about a round of applause for Matt Carter and Warren Hoffman? Strong day. What did you catch them on?
A little bit of everything.
Really? Like?
The big one came on a crankbait. Caught some on a jig.
What kind of crankbait? How deep? What were we looking at? What were we throwing to? What were we trying to target? Are you trying to hide it from me?
Well, fishing stained water, about 8 foot of water.
What kind of crankbait? You're so not one to tell me. Is it a special lure? Do I have one in my tackle box? Standard square bill, you're saying. What color was it then? Just tell me that.
What color do you throw in there?
You're not going to tell me anyway.
These anglers came very close to taking the big fish competition as well, weighing in a 6.94 pound lunker. Mark Tyler and Ty Campbell had a good day and said the fog delay actually helped them bring in their 17.32 pound sack.
Where were you catching them? Are you doing the same thing the whole day?
We caught them flipping. The fog delay really helped us because we got the fish late, and fish really moved up.
You thought it helped?
Yeah, it helped us.
Some guys wanted to flip and wanted to do it early.
No, the water warmed up and really helped us.
The team of Jesse and Jordan Wiggins came close to catching our leaders.
Let's find out what they got. 5 bass for $17.71. Another strong finish for Team Wiggins here at Smith Lake. How about a round of applause for over 17 pounds?
Funny thing was, the camera boat was with us this morning, and I was catching. I caught probably 14 pounds by myself. I looked at him. I said, "Are you not going to catch anything? We're on camera." Well, the camera boat left. I don't even think I caught one the rest of the day. He caught the rest of them.
And trumping Team Wiggins was the team of Cruz and Gregory.
Over 16, over 17, over 18, 1959. 1959. How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Close, but that 22.67 bag of Hurst and McKeag just couldn't be beat. Let's go lakeside with Robbie and Kay.
So obviously the late takeoff for Hurst and McKeag didn't affect their fishing at all. I mean, we were hoping to have a 20-pound bag, and they come across the scales with 22. There's some big fish in Smith.
It is, and you know, Mark McKeag and Tim Hurst are hammers out here on this. They've been consistent for the last 2 years, and we look for a big, big year from them. Smith Lake produces a lot of spotted bass, and we saw that today with almost a 20-pound sack of strictly spotted bass. That just says about the anglers that are in this tournament. They're highly competitive, and probably the most competitive amateur anglers in the the Southeast.
We'll look at the top 10 also, guys that we're familiar with, guys we've seen before on top, and they're proving it again at the first stop.
I mean, you look at Craig Daniels, he is always consistent in, not only at this lake, but always in our standings. You got Jesse and Jordan Wiggins, you know, those guys fish the opens. I mean, they're used to this kind of competition, and they never waver. So it's exciting to see them there, but we also see some new names, too, that came in with Matt Carter and Delton Gregory and those guys. So I think that's good to see those guys up there, too.
And the great Alabama lakes just keep rolling. The next stop, Lay Lake. We're heading back down south, and I promise you, somebody's going to catch them.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week as we head south to Lay Lake. As always, enjoy the recap of this week's tournament and stay up to date 24/7 by logging on to alabamabasstrail.org. We'll see you next week.
Friday night, wondering where to go. Probably find some backwoods dirt road. With the radio cranked up, looking for some mud, gonna try to get stuck. Typical of what we do, it ain't the life we live, it's the life we choose. It's how we were born and raised. Jacked up, pickups, cruising around with the windows down, chrome down, pipes loud, hoping to find a little bomb chicken wow wow. Not knowing where we're going, we don't care as long as we get there. Just corn-fed country fire, living the high life, living the high life. Sunday we're in the pew, repenting for all the bad things we do. Monday it's work again, making a living the best way we can. All week long we sweat the brow, but us country folk to get through somehow. Ain't got much, but we